May go.
Vincent Van Gogh was born on March 30th, 1853, in Zunder, Netherlands. He has three sisters, Elizabeth, Anna, Will, and also has two brothers, Theo and Paul. His mother's name was Anna, named after, their daughter was named after her, and his father's name was Theo. While growing up, Van Gogh didn't have much of an education. The only schools he went to was Royal Academy of Fine Arts when he was 10 to 12. After that, he attended a college called Wilhelm II from ages 13 to 15. So it wasn't like a college that we have today. Van Gogh then left college at around the age of 15 and never returned. He didn't have many jobs. He only had 3 jobs throughout his career. His first job was an art dealer, which got him interested in art because he liked the way that it moved. And his second job was a preacher. Not much was recorded when he was a preacher because he wasn't a preacher for that long. But after that, he became one of the most memorable things Van Gogh is, which was an artist. Van Gogh was naturally a good artist, but he just didn't know it. When he first began art, he applied for many art schools, but all of them rejected him because he had no education or no art to present to them. So, discouraged, he moved back with his parents at Etten at age 19. He would pay kids, random kids, which is kind of strange, get kids and ask them to go get bird's nests or random pictures, and he would paint them, and that's where his first art, but none of them were ever found. And in November 1853, Van Gogh moved to Antwerp and rented a small room above a paint dealer's shop. During this time, he had no money at all, and his brother Theo would send him money and sometimes tobacco because this is the time when he started getting addicted to drugs and alcohol, which made him go crazy. And Theo said that he got a letter from Van Gogh saying that he hadn't eaten 3 meals in the past 6 months. His teeth were beginning to loose, fall out, and start aching. This is also the time where he began to drink absinthe, which is a highly alcoholic drink that is now banned in the U.S. This is where after that time, he moved to Paris with his brother Theo in a small apartment, but not much was recorded then either because he didn't really do anything. After staying with Theo, he moved back to Arles and was hoping for refuge because he was still ill from acid drinking and smoking. In the Arles, he took a room at the Hotel Restaurant Carol. While there, he hoped to open an art colony. He met a Danish artist named Christian Maria Peterson, which became his companion for 2 months. The hotel became very expensive for him because he had little money, and moved to Café de la Gare on Mesa. Although the room had no furniture whatsoever, he was still grateful for what he had. Since there was no furniture at all, he could easily set up an art studio for himself. During this time, he painted a series of paintings including Van Gogh's Chair, Bedroom in Arles, Night Cafe, Café Terrace at Night, Starry Night over the Rhone and Still, and also a vase with 12 sunflowers. While at the cafe, he became friends with Joseph and Mary Gunners, which were the owners of the cafe. There are 2 stories to how Van Gogh died and 2 stories of how he cut off his ear. One story of how he cut off his ear was that he got a razor and tried to kill someone, but he couldn't do it, so he ran back to his hotel room and cut off his ear for whatever reason. He was crazy. And the other story was that he just cut it off, and most of you know that when he cut it off, he wrapped it up and sent it to a prostitute that he had been seeing named Sarah. One story of how he died was he was in a field painting and he just shot himself, but he didn't die. And the other story was 2 kids had the father's gun and were playing in the field and accidentally shot him. But even though he was shot, he could still be able to walk to a doctor's place where it was. But he was perfectly fine. Well, he looked perfectly fine besides the bullet wound, but he wasn't, and the doctors didn't know how to treat him. So they left him there smoking his pipe, and his brother Theo came down, and then he died 2 days later. Any questions?